Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. In this video I'll be going over maximum units on a truck. So in this problem you're given a list of box types, which is this, and this list will be a list of arrays where every array here represents how many units that box has and how many boxes you have of like that box. So yeah, looking at their explanation in this example here, because this is 1 and 3, we know that there will be one box that holds 3 units. And we know there are 2 boxes that hold 2 units. And there are 3 boxes that hold 1 unit. And the second integer here, truck size, represents how many boxes we can put on the truck. And we want to return the maximum number of units that can be put on the truck. So, for example, in their example, we know we can put 4 boxes on their truck. So we will obviously use the one box that we have with 3 units, because that has the most units per the box, and each box, there's no difference between which box we use. So we know we should obviously use the box with 3 units before we use the box with 1 unit. So we will add that box there, but since we only have one box, we'll have to go to the next best box, and these boxes here with 2 units are our next best option, so we will add those. But because we have 4 boxes, we will use the last box on just a box that has 1 unit. And so we'll be able to put 8 units on this truck, because the best arrangement is we can have 4 boxes that we'll add. So it's a fairly straightforward problem setup. So let's just get into the solution. And you might have already thought of the solution because it is quite intuitive. Because each box costs the same amount to put on a truck, why don't we just put the boxes with the most units on first? And after we run out of those, we will start using the next best option. So if we are given an array of box types here, we should just sort it based on how many units each box contains. So now in our array of box types, we'll know, let's just say there's a box that contains 5 units, and we know there are 3 of those boxes. So we know that's our best option. Then we know there are some boxes, let's just say, for example, there are 2 boxes that hold 4 units, and so on. Then let's say we know we can put 4 boxes in our truck. We know we don't want to deal with any boxes over here, so let's just add the boxes that contain 5 units first. So we will add these 3 boxes, and then we'll add 1 box from the group of boxes that contain 4 units. And that's actually all there is to the solution. And the only other part about it is to, let's say we add all of these boxes. If we add too many boxes, then we can just subtract some of them. So what I mean by that is let's just add all of these boxes first. So we can add 3 times 5, because there are 3 boxes with 5 units, to our answer. So we know right now our truck is holding 15 units. And we'll subtract 3 from 4, because we used 3 boxes in our capacity. So we know we can only hold 1 more box. Let's look at this array next. And what I do is I just directly add however many boxes, however many units we can store. So I'll multiply 2 by 4 again, so that's 8, and add that to our answer. So right now my answer is 23 units, but then when we subtract, we know we only have 1 more box, so we'll do 1 minus these 2 boxes, and we get -1. So that means I know I've used too many boxes. I can just take this number here, multiply it by 4, and add that to our result. So 1 -1 times 4 is -4. So then we'll just subtract, we'll just add these two numbers together. So 23 minus 4, that's 19. So our answer in this case would be 19, where we use 3 of these boxes and 1 of this box. So by doing this calculation here, we can just essentially put back the number of boxes where we took too many. So let's look at how that's implemented. So we'll first sort the array here, and we can just add a comparator here, and we want to compare these two arrays inside of our array of box types. And we know we want to order the array by having the ones with the most units first. So we know that the second number here represents how many units that box has. So we can just look at those second numbers, which is why we use index 1 here, and subtract a from b. So we do b minus a here essentially. So this will reverse the ordering of our sort, because regularly when you sort, you do a minus b, and that gives ascending order. So it'll be like 1, 2, 3. But we want in this case to be descending, so like 3, 2, 1. So this will sort our array of box types with the boxes that hold the most units in front. Then we can just loop through it. We have a variable tracking how many units we're currently storing. So answer is how many units we can store. And we will just add all the boxes from that our current index. So this is how many boxes we have. This is how many units it can store. We'll add that to our answer. And we'll subtract how many boxes we used. So this is how many boxes we used. We'll subtract that from the boxes we can use, which is truck size. And if we used too many boxes, so if we can only use like 3 boxes, but there are 4 boxes here, we know we added too much to answer. So we can just do that trick where we multiply. So now truck size will be negative since it's less than 0. This is how many boxes extra we took. So then we can multiply that by how many units that box has and add that to our answer. So, and then break. And then so this will break out of this for loop and return our answer. And this essentially will correct for taking too many boxes. So just explaining that, in this example, we can only take 1 more box, but we took both of these. So we added 8 to our answer. But because we took 1 too many, since 1 minus 2 is -1, we can multiply -1 by this and essentially put those back and add that back to our answer, and then we end up with 19. So this here just puts back any extra boxes we took, and then we will return the answer. And if we submit this, it is quite a simple solution, very intuitive in my opinion. It gets accepted, and yeah, so the runtime of this will be, the sort will be a n log n operation, and where n is the length of box types. So n is at most 1,000. That'll run easily in time. And this is just a linear loop through our array of box types. So that's just an O of n operation. So the total runtime will be O of n log n, and that is easily running within the time constraint. So that's about it for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys later.